He looks at the tip of the spear with Kenai's totem on it, and that ninja gets angry. He clenches the spear, runs full sprint across this fucking gap, and stabs the log. Oh my, this is real hate. I just wanted to say I'm truly grateful for all the love and support you gave in the last vid. Like, y'all don't even understand. I am so thankful for that. But on a less humble note, I'm the GOAT. Also, by the end of this week, I will be calling my recruiter and telling him I am no longer interested in joining the Marines. One more thing before we start the video. I usually edit these videos in a Discord call, so if you want to be my entertainment while I'm slaving away on Premiere Pro, join up. Back to the vid. All right, so we start off with our main character, Kenai, getting chased by moose. Wait, what the fuck are these things? And why do they have beards? All right, so I did some research. These things are actually fucking reindeers. In the movie, they call them caribous. They have like the same name type of thing. But yeah, we got Rudolph in this bitch. Anywho, he hides behind these kayaks with his brothers. And then one gets mad at him for getting the caribou reindeer to chase them. So he pins him down and then tries to spit a loogie on him. I'm not going to lie. If you did this to me, we're throwing hands immediately. Like, don't even let me up. You might die. But their older brother Sika pulls them off before the spit gets to him. He tells them to stop messing around and that they need to grow up. And Kenan, I'm not going to remember this ninja's name for the whole episode. Do not at me. Anyway, he's just like, well, after the man ceremony, you know, it won't even matter anymore. Your boy Eustace, what's the man ceremony? Well, I'm glad you asked, friend and viewer. Allow me to half-ass explain it. Basically, they have this like ritual tradition or whatever where you are gifted a totem when you come of age as a man, and this totem represents your characteristics. Like, one is love and wisdom and courage and yada yada yada. And now Kohan Cannon is of age and he's excited to get his totem. On the way there though, we get this cool montage of them kayaking, fishing, and you know, we get to just see the world. There's a lot of world building going on. I don't understand how there's every type of animal that exists on this island, lake, whatever the hell they are. Like, that's a killer whale in a fucking lake. I don't understand what's going on, but it doesn't matter, okay? They make it. Once they arrive, Kenai is tasked with tying a basket of fish up to a tree, but then he hears commotion, he gets super excited, and he ties a knot real loosely, and it instantly falls down. Right before this, his brother says he has a fat head. This gets relevant later. I noticed this on my rewatching of the show, you know, because I really be like, you know, I really be watching it, Jay. Come on now, come on now, come on. Okay, so everyone gets in this cave, they do a little song and dance, and then it's finally time for Kenai to get his totem. And the totem he got was love. You know, when I was a kid watching this, I thought the love thing was pretty lame too. But now being older looking at this, what the fuck did he think he was gonna get? One of the 7 deadly sins? Like he was gonna get the wrath or something? And also, love is pretty cool looking at it. But anywho, Kenai is pretty bummed about the fact that he got love. But Granny over here lets him know that love works in strange ways and he should act with love in mind with all his decisions so he can eventually put his hand on the wall and become a man. After the ceremony, his brother starts teasing him about the fact that his totem is love, and he gives him this like hat of flowers and jokes around with him. Then the oldest brother comes and tells him to stop messing with him, and he tells Kenai just because their brother's totem is wisdom does not make him wise. Then Kenai says, well then I guess the spirits messed up both our totems. The older brother said he felt the same way when he first got his until he lived into it and let it guide him. But they go over to the tree with the basket and they find out that a bear got to it because obviously he dropped it. He didn't tie the tie right. So his brother blames Kenai and tells him it's his fault. This makes him mad and he grabs a spear to go look for the bear. Yes sir, that's what I'm talking about. Go spear that ninja down. Okay, so he tracks the bear and finds the basket, but no bear. He starts to walk away, but then he hears a bear noise. He throws something at the bear and the bear makes a sound, and in the next scene, we see this man being thrown off a cliff. Brody just got whooped. So his brothers find them and one of them tries to reach off the cliff to grab him, but the bear is right behind him. That boy is scared for his life. But the other brother distracts him and gets the bear to chase him, allowing the other one to help Kenai off the cliff. The brother that distracted the bear then gets knocked down into this crack in the middle of the ice and is starting to fall. Kenai goes over to help him while the other brother is fighting the bear, but he gets knocked down by the bear and the bear starts walking over to Kenai. Sika sees the bear is about to reach his brother and notices a crack in the ice, and he grabs a spear, jabs it in the ice, and cracks it open, knocking down the portion of the mountain that him and the bear were on. So they fall into the water, but the bear makes it out, but Sika does not. Unfortunately, Sika did not make it, and they hold a funeral ceremony for him. After the ceremony, Kenai pulls up to his brother and he's like, yo bro, we finna slide for bro. on gang. But his brother says that he knows how he feels, but killing the bear is wrong. Kenai says it can't be wrong because the bear killed their brother. And his brother says he does not blame the bear. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. This ninja ain't wrong. This is fully Kenai's fault. Like literally, it's 100% on him. Like I'm so dead at in every meaning. He didn't tie the thing on the tree correctly, getting the bear to get the stuff. He then pulled up on the bear and it was walking away. And then bro decided to fight it by himself. Who the fuck did he think he was? Batman? This is his fault. And I know I'm supposed to be devil's advocate and yada 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 and go slide for bro, go kill that bear because he took the fish. But I ain't gonna lie, this is 100% on him. Also, if you're wondering why I keep calling the other one the brother, it's because I don't write a script for these videos. I record while the video is playing and they haven't said his name since the very start and I don't feel like going back. So shut the fuck up, anyone that complains about it. Anywho, they get into this big argument about how killing the bear won't make him a man and that he needs to follow his totem and yada 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 yada. Kenai just ends up getting mad. He rips his totem off his neck, throws it to the ground, and storms off with the spear, trying to get the bear himself. But his brother, realizing he's just gonna fail again because he couldn't do that shit the first time, goes after him. So Kenai pulls up to the river, finds the bear's footsteps, and starts tracking them. They lead him to this plain of shrubbery. Yes, plain of shrubbery. You like that? You like the way I talk? Yeah. They lead him to these bushes where he hears a noise. So he goes on the prowl. He's ready to strike. He peeks out the bushes and it's a prairie dog. Now, I know this isn't a prairie dog, actually. I just wanted to say it was a prairie dog because I wanted to put this meme in here. After seeing it wasn't a threat, he decides to chill. He throws the spear into the ground and he sits down. But then the bear was actually there. That boy wakes up and he gets the sniff in there. He's just like, I smell bitch. And after hearing that, Kion decides to grab the spear and roll out the bushes. Bro thought he was a warrior, but the bear started running. He was already gone. So Kenai starts chasing him down. And this ninja must have a 90 overall with 3 fucking chase down badges. Because he is right behind this bear running full sprint. There's a point where the bear reaches a dead end and Kenai gets there. And then the bear like climbs the mountain. And this ninja has a smile on his face. He is doing this shit purely for the love of the game. The bear reaches a dead end on this mountain. And this ninja jumps from one mountain to the mountain the bear is on. You're not even being fueled by your brother's death, nigga. You just wanted to do this shit. I swear. Like, look at this smile when he saw he was up here. Like, he was waiting for a reason to do some shit like this. He's just using his brother as an excuse. Like, he wanted to do this. So now him and the bear are scrapping. The bear gets on his hind legs, but bro says, I ain't scared. He tries to jab him with the spear, but the bear grabs it with his teeth and then swings his ass around. The bear lunges at him with a bite, but he blocks it with his spear. And while the bear has a spear in his mouth, he lets it go, goes under the bear, and then climbs up this rock. The bear starts pushing the rock down, but Kenai sees the spear, jumps over the bear's back, grabs the spear, and while the bear is running towards him, he points the spear up, and boom! The bear's screams echo through this canyon. His brother hears the screams, and he goes to climb up the mountain to go find him. Kenai crawls from underneath the bear and lets out a fucking roar. This man is feeling ravenous. You see this? Like, bro, this was not about his brother. This ninja is just a monster. Like, genuinely. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's what the whole movie's about. Holy fuck. I just awakened. Anywho, after the scream, these blue balls come out the air. These blue spiritual balls come out the air, and they form this, like, puddle on top of the mountain. Okay, I feel like puddle is an understatement, but anywho, he steps into this body of water, okay, and there's this giant beam of like energy or some shit in the middle, and he's looking at it, and he stabs it, and it turns into the Nordic lights, and bro is scared because there's animals and random shit going on. I don't know what the fuck is happening either. I'm not even gonna lie. Anyway, he sees his brother in spirit form, and his brother looks at the bear, and the bear goes into the spirit realm with his brother. Kenai then gets lifted up into the sky by his brother's hawk spirit and gets transformed into a bear. Now, by the time Kenai's brother makes it up the mountain, all he sees is one bear and no brother. And when Kenai finally regains consciousness on the mountain, he's like all bewildered or bear-wildered. Oh my god, I'm so fucking corny. He's all bewildered and he knocks himself off the mountain and he falls into this river and then bangs his head on a rock, leaving him once again unconscious. His brother's still on the mountain, sees his clothes and his spear, and decides he's gonna get his get back. Yes, sir! That's what I'm talking about! See, this was the good one. They didn't switch this ninja up now. Now this ninja's on demon time. Go spin the block, ninja! So he grabs Kenai's spear and his totem and wraps the totem around the thing. I didn't notice this when I first watched this, but this is Kenai's spear, because while he's climbing up the mountain, his spear breaks and it falls off. So the next scene, Kenai wakes up and he sees Granny. She talks to him. She's like, oh, you're finally up. Then Kenai tries to explain everything that happened, thinking it was a dream. And then she's like, oh, honey, I don't speak bear. And he's just like, what? Then he looks at his reflection in the water and he starts tweaking out. He can't bear leave it. Bro, these bear puns are, I'm about to have a field day. This is about to get unbearable. Anywho, Granny calms him down and explains to him that his older brother Sika did this to him. Why the fuck are they saying everybody else's name besides the other brother? I genuinely haven't heard his name since the very beginning of the movie, and it's just pissing me off. But basically, she just explains to him that to get his body back, he must go to where the lights touch the mountain. And after Kenai realizes he'd hear all animals, we meet the funniest brothers in Disney history. Genuinely, like, these ninjas are hilarious. I wish I could really show it, but I think I would get copyrighted if I like showed the way their humor is. But like, you gotta watch the movie. These guys are hilarious. All right, it's two Canadian mooses named Rut and Took. Kenai says hi to them and they get super scared, you know, because he's a bear, and they end up running into each other and getting their like antlers stuck. After Kenai frees them, they call him a bear, and he's very offended by that, and so they just start clowning him. Yo, Tutu's my word, fam. You're definitely a bear, Crody. Yeah, Gerb. He's moving mad des, fam. Those Canadian ninjas cannot be real, by the way. Why the fuck do they talk like that? Yeah, but Kenan tells him the whole backstory about how he was transformed to the bear, and they just think he's crazy, which, you know, is pretty reasonable. And he asked them if he knows where the mountain touches the lights or the light touches the mountain. Either way, it means the same shit. I don't even know why I just said that. But they tell him they don't know, so Kenan says he'll find it himself. Yeah, he takes 4 steps forward and walks into a fucking trap. While trapped, he sees a stick. He swings over to it and grabs it to try to break himself free. And then this fucking rock starts talking to him. I don't know how he reacted so calmly, because if this was me, I would have tweaked the fuck out. Like, look at this shit. This is creepy as hell. You know what? Let me chill. But the voice out the rock happens to be a bear cub, and he comes out and he grabs the stick and he tries to help him, but ends up just beating him like a piñata. And Kenai, not wanting to be helped by a bear, makes him put the stick back. This man has human supremacy. I don't know why he's so prejudiced against bears. I mean, like, I get it, but like, I also don't get it. He has to be literally stupid to blame all bears for the situation he put himself in. Anywho, he tries to get the stick for what must be hours because the time changes. So he finally allows the bear cub to help him and get him out of the trap. But Kenai has to promise to go with him to this like bear festival. It's like the bear version of Coachella. So he lets him out the trap and he gets knocked to the ground. The cub sniffs the air and he says run. Kenai, being an arrogant dude, he's just like, yeah, good riddance. But then he sniffs the air too and he smells something. He looks and he realizes it's his brother. Now, he's trying to explain himself, but his brother did not give a fuck. That boy was on timing. Also, his name is Tanahi. They finally fucking said it in the middle of the movie. But Kenai starts booking it and his brother is right behind him. He sees a little crack in this ice mountain thing and he crawls in it. He thinks he's safe, but then he looks up and he sees and hears his brother walking on a layer above him. I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand the logistics of how the fuck he got here, especially this quick, without seeing him going in the crack. But once again, I'm not CinemaSins, so let me shut the fuck up. But the bear cub is in here with him. So Kenai grabs him and covers his mouth until his brother leaves. I'm 90% sure by this point in the movie, we have heard the cub's name. I just think I missed it. His name is Koda, I think. Anywho, Koda starts showing off his moves, saying that the hunter is lucky he didn't pull up because he would have did him dirty. But then Kenai says he's coming back and then he cowers in fear. I really like the like big brother, little brother like relationship they established like right off the bat. Like, it's just really cool, I think. And it's like they do it so well. Like, I've never had a little brother, but I can really feel the energy through the movie. Kenai then tells him that he's not going to the salmon run with him. Koda is really upset about that. And he tells him that the real reason he wants to go with him is because he got separated from his mother. Foreshadowing. But while Koda is trying to sell him on going to the salmon run, that's the bear festival, by the way. He says that they watch the lights touch the mountain. And Kenai's just like, oh shit, say less. We pulling up there, little bro. So they decide to start in the morning and they sleep in this little cave for right now. Also, I just realized the only reason I think I know Koda's name without rewatching the movie or rewatching the clip is because throughout the whole movie, he says that his name is Koda.
My name's not Kid, it's Koda.
Now it's the morning and we see his brother walking up to the cave. And look at this. He just smelt the water to track them down. Who the fuck are these niggas? Are these the ancestors of the Tibetan monks that trained Batman? How are they tracking like this? He just smelt water. Smells like bear. Anywho, he makes his way into the cave, but they are no longer there.
My name's Koda. Say it with me. Koda.
Yeah, I wasn't joking. I'm 90% sure the only reason I remember his name is because he psychologically drilled it into my head with doing this the whole movie. We then cut to the moose spotting his brother walk out the cave. Yo, Tutu's my word, fam. We need to skedaddle. There's a Gerber. And peep the look in bro's eyes. He's giving these ninjas the Goku stare. Then we cut to Koda and Kenai walk towards the salmon run. Now, Koda is about to start sharing this story that he was going to save for the samurai, but he starts it now. There is so much stuff in this movie that you really gotta like peep from watching it again. This might be one of the best Disney movies ever. I'm not even gonna lie. This movie is actually fucking amazing. So Kenai tells him he doesn't want to hear any of his stories and tells him to shut up. But instead, Koda starts singing. And oh my gosh, the soundtrack in this movie is so... Tell everybody I'm on my way. And I'm loving every step that I take. Anyway, we get a cute little montage of them bonding over the next like 3 days of them trying to get there. And you know, I ain't gonna lie, I love this movie, bro. This shit is amazing. I ain't gonna lie. It's just so cute. But somehow the moose catch up to them and tell them that the hunter is following them and that they need the bear's protections to get away from him. Yo, Niger Beak fam. We need your protection, Cordy. This hunter is moving mad gerb fam. After Kenai realizes they're leaving big ass bear footprints all over the place, he has an idea on how to trick the hunter. Is that a fucking mammoth? This is the next scene. What time period are they in? Me and this gopher right here are just as confused. Where the fuck did they come from? You know what? I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna let it slide. I'm not even gonna do the thing where I yell. I'm gonna let it slide. I'm just letting this one slide. And as it turns into night, they see the spirit lights. They're still riding these fucking mammoths, by the way. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, and Koda says he has grandmas and grandfathers up there, and Kenai says he has a brother up there. He also says if it wasn't for him, then he wouldn't be here right now. So Koda thanks his brother for bringing him here. I just want to say this. He asks his name, and they say his name. I'm gonna do a fucking T-chart for each name said, because I swear the brother that is currently hunting them is only mentioned 3 times in this whole fucking movie. By the way, Sika is right there. I just thought that was pretty cool. So they wake up, and Kenai asks Koda where they're at, and Koda has no fucking clue. So they get into this little argument, and Koda calls Kenai's head fat, and Kenai tells him he needs to grow up, and Koda's just like, fine, I'm gonna just go on my own. And Kenai's just like, fine. And then, you know, Koda walks off. Then Kenai realizes he's supposed to be mature and follows him. But Koda finds this cave with all these markings and handprints on it. I'm assuming that this is like either another tribe's place or like one of their old places, but it has all these drawings and all this shit on it. And it also has drawings on the ceiling of the cave. I don't know what kind of conjuring demonic fucking shit they had to do to pull that shit off, but I'ma let that slide too. Then Kenai stumbles upon this picture of a bear and a hunter with a spear. But Koda comes up behind him scared and says, that monster is so scary. Look at his pointy stick. And Kenai realizes from his perspective, the humans are the monsters. And look at his face. You could really see that wave of realization that just came over him, that oh shit moment. And he's a fucking bear. How they animated a bear with such expression is insane. Like OG Disney is top tier. And after this, Koda and Kenai make up and they're back together. Then Kenai asks Koda if he really thinks he has a fat head. This really came full circle from his brother saying it to Koda saying it to him finally acknowledging it. Oh my god, like the movie's so good. What the fuck, man? Then we have this scene with these 2 like mountain goats and they're like butting heads with each other to try to impress the female mountain goats. It's a really funny scene, but once again, I have no clue how I could even put this clip in. So y'all just gotta watch it. But it's a really comedic moment just for the sake of having a comedic moment in. It doesn't push the story along or anything. That's probably what makes OG Disney movies so good, is because not every second of the movie is just some random bullshit to push the narrative along. It's just good vibes and a good story put together. Anywho, Koda realizes where he's at. He's just like, okay, it's just beyond this. And they look over and it's this fiery gas pit like some Lion King shit. Like, look at Kenai's face. So as they're walking through, Koda scares Kenai and then Kenai tries to scare him back. But it doesn't work. So then Koda says, Kenai, watch out. And he's just like, ah, good try. But a fucking spear gets thrown at him. And guess who it is? It's Kenai's brother. And look at his face. Oh my god, that boy ready. He on demon time. But how the fuck did he even find them? What was the point of the mammoths? This ninja has to be like Bloodhound from Apex. Yo, shout out all my Apex players. He's literally growing facial hair from chasing them. He looks like a whole different person. But anyway, he rushes towards Kenai. Kenai slams on the ground, putting gas all over his face, knocking him back. Kenai runs out of this little fiery gas area, but he looks back and he sees Koda still over there. So he runs to go grab Koda, but then he runs back to this log that he needs to cross to get to the other side. His brother sees him on the log and he tries to pry the log from underneath him. So he throws Koda to the other side to get him to safety. His brother's spears break and this ninja does not give a fuck. Grabs that shit with his bare hands and throws it off. Holy fuck, this nigga is different. But nonetheless, Kenai makes it to the other side. And his brother is literally pacing back and forth in anger. He even throws a rock just cause he's that mad. He looks at the tip of the spear with Kenai's totem on it, and that ninja gets angry. He clenches the spear, runs full sprint across this fucking gap, and stabs the log. Oh my, this is real hate. This is that shit Pain was talking about in Naruto. Oh my, this ninja is goated. He's goated. But with his weight on it, the log falls off into the stream and he's now going down the river. So as Kenai and Koda keep walking, Koda asks, why do they hate us so much? And Kenai says, cause we're bears, we're killers. And Koda's saying, what you mean we? I ain't no killer ninja. You speaking French? And Kenai's just like, you'll understand when you're older. But then birds fly past them screaming fish, and this knocks Kenai into a river filled with bears. And look at these bears real quick. Notice how all of them have pupils and don't look like actual fucking demons. I don't know why they made the bear from earlier look like an actual fucking Satan spawn, and everybody else looks like they're straight out of Snow White. They knew what the fuck they were doing. Anywho, we find out Koda knows the bears because this is the salmon run. Then we also see the mountains where the lights touch the earth. By the way, the thing was lights touch the earth, not lights touch the mountains this whole time. I just kept fucking it up. But anyways, Koda keeps explaining to the bears how Kenai is weird and he doesn't do bear stuff. He does more so human stuff, you know, embarrassing him a little bit. Come on, embarrassing. Come on, I know y'all people. Anywho, they make this like adult joke saying Kenai is a little jumpy. I don't know, I just thought that was like hilarious. Kenai tries to leave, but the other bears rope him into this montage of the salmon run, showing what goes on and how many bears there are and how it's like just a cool little bear get together, you know, Bearcella. And we see him catching fish and having a good time with Koda. It's just a very wholesome, cute couple of scenes. Then it gets a little later in the day and they have this thing where they all like sit around in a circle and they throw around this fish. And whoever catches it gets to share the interesting story they have. So someone throws it at Kenai and they force him to tell a story. So he says that he was on the longest, most grueling journey of his life with the most annoying person he's ever met. And he looks at Koda. Koda gets all sad, but then he finishes it off with my little brother. That was so cute, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to shed a tear. Oh. But afterwards, Kenai gives Koda the fish and he starts to share his story. And he starts the story with the story he was telling Kenai earlier before he told him to stop. But he starts telling a really traumatizing story about how his mom was ambushed by hunters and how she was trying to just get rid of them and fend them off. But they ended up catching her on the glacier and knocking it over. And while hearing the story, Kenai gets traumatized because he realizes he is the person that killed Koda's mom and she is not coming back. Now, this scene with the music and the way the colors are is actually fucking traumatizing. There's a part where Koda's mom is looking for him and she speaks in her voice. Koda? Oh my gosh, that joint gave me chills. This movie is insane. After hearing the story, Kenai ran away and then Koda later finds him. And Kenai starts to tell him a story about a hunter, finishing it off with your mom is not gonna come back. And Koda looks at him in disbelief and starts to run away. Now imagine if Koda went back to the other bears and was just like, Kenai said my mom wasn't coming back. Them niggas would jump this man immediately, expeditiously. Like what? Anyway, Kenai chases Koda up this mountain, and after not being able to find him, he looks at his paw print in the snow and then drags it the opposite way to show a handprint. This is some deep symbolism. I don't necessarily know what this means, but I know it means something. But Kenai not being able to find Koda just starts saying he's sorry and screaming out into the wilderness, and he starts walking towards the mountain. Koda hears this and he climbs down the tree. Then we cut to Kenai's brother. In a moment of defeat, he looks to the sky, he apologizes to Kenai, and he asks for help. He looks to his right and he sees a hawk. The hawk flies over him and he realizes this is his brother. After seeing that, bro gets activated immediately. Bro grabs the spear and gets the book in it. Then we cut to the mooses arguing about how one of them crashed the mammoth. So one of the mooses says, you're no longer my brother. Now my brother is little Koda over here.
I don't want any more brothers.
See, he's had enough of you too, eh?
But his brother reminds him of all the things he's done for him. and how much he loves them, and they tell each other they love each other, and it's very sweet. Yo, Niger Beak fam, I love you, Crody. Yo, Tutu's my word fam. I love you too, even though you're a mad gerb fam. And Koda sees this and realizes he needs to apologize and make up with his brother. Not gonna lie, this is a whole different situation. I mean, technically this ninja killed your mom and is not your biological brother, but you know, hey bro, Koda, you know, you do whatever you want with that information. Anywho, Kenai has reached the top of the mountain and he starts calling out to Sika, and he's just like, I don't know what else to do. I need help. So then he looks and he sees the silhouette of a hawk, but it turns out to be his other brother. That boy on timing. And he lunges at him with the spear, but he reaches out and blocks him from being able to stab him. Then his brother grabs him by the leg. This is a grown-ass bear, and he just grabbed him by the leg. This man is literally fighting him with his bare hands. With his bare hands. Kenai kicks him off and then climbs to the edge of the mountain. But his brother jumps on his back and wraps the spear around him. This makes Kenai fall off the mountain and they land on the lower ledge of it. His brother then pulls out the broken spear tip while standing over him and is about to stab him, but Koda jumps on him, knocking him over. But once he gets up, he sees his spear and he runs over to it. But Koda realizes what he's doing and he runs to the spear first, grabs it, and is dragging it through the snow. Kenai rushes towards him. Koda trips, dropping the spear. His brother picks up the spear, does a little turnaround move, crack-a-doom! And right then, Sika's spirit lowers Kenai from the sky, slowly transforming him back into a human. And after realizing the bear was Kenai the whole time, he drops his spear. Kenai looks at his brother, but then sees Koda hiding and walks over to him. He tells Koda that it's him, and then Kenai runs to his arms. So for some reason, all the animals can understand humans, but the humans can't understand any animals. Okay. Kenai looks at Koda, then looks at his brother, and he realizes that Koda needs him. And his brother makes a joke that he looked better as a bear. His brother tells him that no matter what he chooses, he'll always be his little brother. So Kenai decides to turn back into a bear. And all the brothers hug each other while Koda sees his mom in spirit form and gives her a hug. Look, she has pupils. You see that? You see how she has pupils right there? And then look, they're gone. They're gone in the next scene. Why the f do they do this to only her? Why do they make her look like this? They know what they're doing. Anywho, Koda's mom and Sika run back into the spirit realm. And Koda, Kenai, and his brother all play on the mountain together. Then we cut to under the cave, and they're having a little ceremony going on. And we see the hunter brother ignite the flame and then welcome Kenai in bear form. He places his paw in this red dye and imprints his paw on the wall, finishing his trial into manhood. And we get this ending shot with Sika looking at him and then flying away. W fucking movie.
Pinecone breath, crusty tail, twig legs, big nose. Sorry. You went too far that time. Guys, yours is big as mine.
So he puts Kaihan's Kodum. I bet y'all are getting sick of me.